What up? What up? What up? This Ibn Web, Ib Web, Quran is something here. Official Thanksgiving going down. Got an Essex County all day edition here. And I was trying to flag him down, this gentleman down. And like I said, he was gracious enough to just be like, not a problem. I do it, I jump on. I know in the day, nowadays, where sports is specialized and kids doing one sport, which is cool. Carlo Walton, he did it all and did it well. Newark's own. I'm just so delighted to get him on here. So let me just stop talking, get him on, and we're gonna get to it. Hold tight. Yeah, we go. We good money now. Yeah, we good money.
All right, fam.
Nah, man, how you doing?
I'm good. Y'all can't complain, man. Just cooking a little breakfast.
All right, I know you're a little behind, by the hour behind there. So yeah, thank you. I know I done flagged you down and everything else here, man. And so I appreciate you doing this, even in between meals here, or rather while you cooking. So I appreciate it, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I mean, like I said, we chopped it up before about just kind of what I had going on here, man. Just a quick little walk. I mean, or what have you here, whatever you care to share, share. If not, it's all good, man. But, folks, actually, since I've been doing this, your names came up, and I was like, you know what? Let me try to connect with them and link up here. So here we are, man. So I know you out. It's Iowa, right?
In Iowa, yup.
I mean, again, how is it out there, man? Like, you doing all right, family, everybody holding up?
Yeah, man. Everybody good, man. Been out here for a while. My kids.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are grown now, so I'm able to move around a little bit, man, and kind of do my own thing.
Okay, okay. Nah, that's peace, man. I'm gonna swing it back a little bit on the East Coast here, man. Were you born and raised in North?
Uh, Born in Elizabeth,
Okay,
moved to Newark when I was about 8,
okay.
and then we lived in Newark all my life, man, until I got drafted for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was out in Florida, Arizona, and then after baseball, man, went back home, and then me and my brother Shelby went to junior college in Kansas together,
Yeah.
and then from JUCO we went to Iowa State, man. So it was a little journey, you know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you, man. And you mentioned your twin. Outside of your twin brother, you have any other siblings?
Oh man, it's 13 of us, man. I got
Okay.
10 other brothers and 2 sisters, man.
Man, you good enough to remember who's who.
Yes, sir.
No, no doubt, man. And I know you talked about the whole baseball thing, but even backing it up a little bit, man, just ripping and running that as a youngin, man. Like, what you gravitated to everything? It sounded like, if I could take a guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I road travel, man. I played baseball, basketball, and football, man. So, just had the opportunity to, do a lot of things, man. And, once I left Jersey, it was just, sky was the limit, man. And, just became, versed in everything, man. And started training kids,
Mm-hmm.
having my own, basketball program, my own baseball program. So it was just a lot of things, man. But definitely the road travel was from Jersey, having that background, when I was home, man. So, things just gravitated out this way.
Nah, interesting, man. And then even with all that, as far as little leagues, I mean, did you just play around the way, or did you get involved in like organized stuff early on, or did that happen later?
So we was literally right there on McCarter Highway, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was around the street from Broad Street where we lived at.
Mm-hmm.
So, playing in the little leagues of McCarter Highway, and then, getting a name for ourselves, and then being able to go to Branchbrook Park, because that's where, basically all of the, top players was at, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But, we had a caliber of our own too. And, once we went to Branchbrook, man, and kind of showcased what we had down neck, then the sky was the limit, man. And that's led to us, me and my brother both getting drafted. So it all started from Little League down neck, man, and then migrating itself on way up.
Then with the baseball you mentioned in Branchbrook, it's taking me back. Like, that was like Babe Ruth and all that other stuff over at Branchbrook,
Yeah.
I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I remember. Now, it's crazy now, like, as far as I know, you in the midst of it with sports and all that, but even with you and your brother, you guys excelling or what have you, man, like, did anybody try to pull you away from like East Side back then? Because nowadays they would have found you and tried to go to 5, 6 different parochial schools or something, man.
Well, it's crazy because you know, when we moved from down the hill, we moved up the hill. And we was living on Avon Ave,
Okay.
and then you know Avon Ave right around the corner from Shabazz.
Right.
So Sweet Lou Grimsley tried to get us both to come to Shabazz. You know what I'm saying? But you know our roots was in down neck, and you know that's where a lot of people was at, man. So we used the address, but we went to school at East Side.
Okay. Okay.
But Sweet Lou wanted us to come to Shabazz, though, man. So and there was a few people trying to pull us away. You know what I mean? St. Benedict's wanted us to come there
Okay.
and play ball. That was before, J.R. Smith and them.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Shelby a little older. But, you know, it was a few people, man. But not too many tug of wars. If I had to guess, it was Shabazz and mostly St. Benedict's.
Now you get down now. You playing varsity right from the door?
I was a freshman, man, when I played varsity. Yep.
All sports or all of them?
All sports, man. Me and my brother both, man. We, East Side, was up and coming in sports and, traditionally not very good.
Mm-hmm.
And, we excel. We had older brothers that played there. So, they wasn't willing to wait, we're playing when they're sophomore, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Shelby was actually starting quarterback as a freshman. Our quarterback had got hurt. And Shell came in and became the quarterback, for 2 years, man, 2-3 years. And then I played receiver and backup running back to my other brother. Okay. And then once my other brother left, my sophomore year, I became a starter, man, defensive back, receiver. And then, it was then on from there, man. And we just, did the best we could while we was there, man.
Now, even with that, so freshmen, so basketball, they even play around with you guys, varsity.
Nah, we went straight. Well, funny story, Shelby actually ran track.
Okay.
So he ran track, and that was during the same time basketball season was. So he didn't play basketball until his junior year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So because he ran track his freshman and sophomore year and football. Okay. And then after his sophomore year in track, then he talked to Mr. Dickinson, was like, I really want to play with my brother. And that was all she wrote, man. He came and we played 2 years together in high school, and then was able to go to JUCO and then Iowa State together, man. So it was a road travel, man.
Now, when you at Eastside, did it the City League did it end when you got there, or was it? I know I forget that window of time when the City League stopped. It was like late '80s, I think it stopped.
Yeah. It was the City League was done by the time we got in high school. Like, I would say the City League stopped in like '88.
Okay.
Then that would have been our freshman year, 88, 89, 91. Yep, in 88. And then, by the time we were sophomores, it was already done, man. So we didn't get a chance to play in the City League.
Now, yeah, because I think Eastside, if I'm correct, y'all was in the Watchung Conference, if I recall.
Not at first, though. We wasn't in the Watchung Conference at first. We joined the Watchung Conference our junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically it was just the City League, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the Watchung Conference, because we was always in there with Barron, Shabazz,
right,
West Side, Central, all of them. And then our junior year, we jumped over to the Watchung Conference.
Okay, because obviously, so you had to deal with. Ironically, you was raised in Elizabeth, so you had to deal with them and the Lindens of the world. And
oh my God, we had the Kyle Moore that was running back for Linden, bro. You talking 6'4", 300 pounds running back, right? And then Elizabeth with all them boys. My cousin Arnez Johnson played for Elizabeth. They offensive line. I mean, they had a D1 offensive line out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And their run game was superb. And then you had to play Union.
That's right. That's right.
Ridiculous. I mean, we had it was a rude awakening when we got in that Watchung. We just battled, man. We battled. I could say we took our licks, but they knew we was there. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, man. On the football side of things, I know, unfortunately, even like with the wins and losses, like like you say, you guys took some hits, but it sounded like y'all competed no matter what, though.
Oh, for sure. We had a talented group, man. We just, we didn't have a full caliber to put it together, but we had some talented people, man. And that change was different. I mean, your workouts are different, right? Your preparation is different. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about some of the powerhouses and, you know what I'm saying, Northern Jersey high school sports,
Right.
and you know, Elizabeth and Union and Linden, and then we had to play what was the boy name over at Kyle Moore and them. So, you know, our operation had to be different, man. So we had to have a different mindset. You know, not saying that Barringer and Shabazz and them wasn't worthy, but it's a different mindset when you get into that type of competition.
No, definitely. And you mentioned, like you said, the Union Elizabeth, biggest school in Jersey back then, and probably still now. Yeah, so you had to deal with all those boys as well too. Then baseball, man, like you just started excelling even early on too at Eastside too.
Yeah, baseball, like I said, started down the McCarter Highway, man, and you know I just got a niche to play. You know, I've been a position player, obviously, you know, in the field, you know, like outfield, infield, and then you know, one of my best friends in life, a brother of mine, I say, not a best friend, he's my brother. He got hurt and he was our catcher, and so coach asked me to catch, and that was all she wrote, man. I was 11 years old when I started catching, and loved it, excelled at it, was loving throwing people out, you know, back then, get it done, and excelled at it. And that's what I ended up getting drafted as, man, a catcher with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, you know, from a young childhood, man, and my older brothers played a lot of baseball. My older brother, Marcus, you know, was no longer with us, but he played baseball in Michigan, and he, you know, introduced us to the sport, man. So I grew a love for it. You know, was able to hit. You know, I could run, I could throw. So you know, you have those good tools, man, and it makes you want to play. You know, when you ain't bad at it, you know, it makes you want to play more. So we excel.
Crazy. Kind of sidebar, man. How did your parents, man, maneuver all this, man? These athletic kids and games and everything else, man. How they do it?
Hey, man, it was a team effort, man. Like you know, my dad worked hard, and we, you know, I'm the youngest of 13, so I had older siblings, right? And they filled in those spots, man, to help out.
Okay.
You know, get there on time. You know what I mean? So you know, it really helped us, and it helped us grow because you know, not only was you know they helping us get the games, they was giving us tutelage.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
In all sports, so you know, having 10 brothers, man, it helps out a lot. But you know, mom and dad was always there, but you know, they're a little later because they had to, you know, put food on the table.
Nah, most definitely, man. And I know I'm going back and forth here, but this basketball, y'all wound up doing some stuff here, man. And I know just have an opportunity to talk to some of your counterparts here, man. Like they just gave so much praise to you and your brother here, man. I know you had that last year. You guys had a nice little squad and went on a run, even in the counties and what have you there.
Yep. We you know, we did well, man. We had played against some great competition, you know, and not, you know, not known for basketball. You know, you can't, you know, separate heart from playing, right?
Right.
So if you got the heart, man, you can compete against anybody. You know, mind you, our tallest guy on our team that year and those couple of years was Earl Cox, and he was only 6'5". And you know, you figure we playing against Elizabeth with 7'2" Luther Wright, Catano, you know, 7'2", 6'9", 6'8", you know what I mean? So it was all about heart, man, and where we come from and how we was raised, you know, just be tough, you know, have a tough mindset. And then, you know, playing against a lot of brothers in the city, man, I mean, you know, I can go on and on. We could go Eric Williams, we could go Darryl Tutler.
Right, yeah.
We can go, you know, we jump over to Linden, we go Wally Dixon. Like I said earlier, Luther Wright. I said, I mean, we just, and even being able to see, you know, the great St. Anthony's teams back there, who's a good friend of mine, Roderick Rose and Terry DeHare. You know what I mean? So we had some serious talent around Jersey, man.
That's
and
right.
Especially our part of Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Newark, Jersey City, Elizabeth, Linden, Union. We had some serious talent, man. So when you talk about the inner city in itself, man, you just think about all the talent that we had around. And if we could have put all that talent together, man, for one school, like Elizabeth did, let me tell you. And I don't want to forget my homeboy, man, Al Ray and Dookie
Blackman,
you know? Those was my guys, man. And you know, we had our battles and and I know I'm forgetting some names, man, but
I mean, did y'all play Tariq in them too?
Tariq.
Goodman. Y'all played
Tariq.
Tariq Goodman one and from North Tech.
I don't think I played. I think Tariq's younger than us.
Actually, y'all just say because I know he meant, and again, just kind of to jog your memory a little bit. Tariq was on the all county team with you. It was you, Tariq, Keith Roberts. It was Ira, and
Ira Bowman
and Walt Morton from Seton Hall.
and Walt Morton. You know what? I do remember him. I do remember. I do remember. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So, like I said, man, I old time, old brain.
Of course. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I'm telling you, yo, we had some battles, man. Clifford Scott, Orange High School, all them cats, man. It was like some of the best basketball. It was must see basketball, man. But I give big ups to all them cats, man, because it raised our game, to want to do better and play better and be better. Because those cats were so talented, man. So it was a great experience, bro. To be honest.
Nah, and to commend you here, man. I think it's just interesting. I mean, I think about these days, like a lot of kids, whatever choice they make, but there's more of them that do specialize in one sport, But I just talk about as far as you, man, like for you to excel in all three, and all the accolades. I mean, first team all county football, basketball, baseball. That's unheard of. That's unheard of, man. Like again, my hat's off to you. Like I said, that's like I said, that's just unheard of. So, and I know obviously initially you obviously got drafted or what have you there. But even before being drafted, did you think you would go? Did you want to play baseball? Or was the other sports on your ahead of baseball?
It was crazy, man. If I had to choose, thinking back, if I had to choose, on what, I wanted to play or, what I wanted to go to school for, man. To be honest, it was definitely football. I believed in my skills. I believed in as a receiver, I there was nobody that can, check me one-on-one. I mean, I go back a little bit to when we played Elizabeth. And I caught for a couple touchdowns, 226 yards receiving, and then they put like a umbrella around me. They moved the linebacker over. They had a DB and a safety and another. I mean, it was crazy. And the only way I could think of to alleviate that pressure was go to the other side. So that's a small memory I have of that, man. And I think about why I chose baseball. I mean, I'm from the inner city, yo. You know what I mean? And money wasn't good back then.
Right.
And
right.
think about making money and trying to make it to the show, man, and take care of the family. So my reasons for choosing baseball was obviously a little bit of dough driven, but
yeah, absolutely.
If I had to choose, I would have chose football, man. Of all of them, I love them all. Don't get me wrong, I love them all, but I would have chose football.
But let me ask, as far as with football, who was coming in to see you as far as being recruited?
Yeah. So let me see. We had obviously the locals. We had Kane College, not local, but Kane College right there in Elizabeth. Ramapo.
Okay.
I got a call from but that was for baseball. That was Texas A&M for baseball. And then Seton Hall, of course, when PJ Carlissimo was there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you said football, right?
Right.
You said football.
Football.
So A&M for baseball. I can't think of all of them, man. Rutgers, of course. Rutgers, everybody from home.
Yeah.
And then like Shaw University, man. So it was like not a lot of people for football that I can remember, as far as big colleges, but a lot for baseball.
Okay.
And really good ones for basketball.
Oh, even basketball. Okay, so you had some people as far as with basketball as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, was it going to be along the way? It had to be. It was going to be a package deal, no matter what.
Yeah, man. Me and Shelby decided, from day one, man, that wherever we go together. And we never wavered from that. Even when people tried to say, "Oh, it's more opportunity for you," they're like, "Yeah, do you have a scholarship for my brother?" No.
Yes.
Okay. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And vice versa. That was our language. That's how we spoke to people. And, you know, after a while, you know, they can only respect that. And then once the word got out, then they knew. So people that was recruiting us, that I had recruitment letters to, he had recruitment letters too. And that was our conversation. Wherever we go, we're going together.
No, that's real. No,
Yep.
that's real. So you get drafted, man. And you mentioned being a kid from North. You going down to Florida, man. Like, was it a initial cultural shock, or did it just right from how? I mean,
I tell
what
you
happened,
what,
man?
coming from Newark and being in Vero Beach, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. You know what I'm saying? Seeing stuff you haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? I know we got our lakes and oceans at home or whatever, but
it ain't Florida. Yeah.
different, right? Like high rises on the beachfront and so on and so forth. And just the language, you know, culture, right? And then meeting so many people from different parts of the country. Yeah, I mean, not just different parts of the United States. I mean, I'm talking Venezuelan, Dominicans, Cubans, you name it, man. The cat was from Australia. I mean, this was like the real deal, you know, like you're in the real world, and you know, you got to process it and grow up quick. But it was a great experience, man. I just, you know, I see it, I look back, and there was always more to do. And, you know, you look back and you have your doubts, and you have some regrets. I never doubted myself, but I regretted a lot of not, you know, pushing forward, pushing harder to get to that next level, man. Because it takes a full-on commitment. And if you're not fully committed while you're there, man, it can go away quick. It can go away quick. So, you know, I just remember some of that stuff, man. I wish I would have did better. That's all.
Because eventually you said you came back up top for a second, right? After that?
Yeah. I came back home. And shout out to Ed Butler, who runs the EKB.
Yeah, he's still running to this day.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I always check in with Ed every now and again, man. But came back home, man, and I got an immediate call from Ed because he had heard that we wasn't in baseball no more. And got an immediate call for him, man, and he had some options for us. And he was like, hey, I got some schools that want you guys, some really good JUCOs. And we started talking to Ed and started talking to them JUCOs, man. And then right away, man, we was no more back home, less than 6 months. And we was back out of there, man, headed to school down in Kansas to play at Seward County, man, in Liberal, Kansas. So it was a quick process, man. But if it wasn't for people like Ed, you know, we probably don't get noticed as quick. But because he's such a master of what he do, man, it was a smooth, quick process.
Nah, Ed is solid, man, and you know, I mean, I've been trying behind the scenes to get him on, but he's reserved, so he kind of. But again, like I said, but all the stuff that he's done for everybody, man, and continues to do, man, is great, man. And I'm from Orange, so I'm well aware, you know, obviously who he is and what he's done. So
no doubt.
So you go out to Kansas. So let's north to Florida, back up out to Kansas. So. Man, it wasn't only like one grocery store in town, man, when he was out there, man? Like
one grocery store, one headlight. I mean, I'm in a small town, man, Liberal, Kansas. Population was about 12,000 when I got there. And I mean, it was super small, man. But, you know, they were community based. So, you know, you got to know people quick. And once they got an understanding of you, the adjustment was better and it was a lot smoother. But my fondest memory of being there, man, obviously, you know, we was real successful there, me and my brother were. But I just remember my first day running around the school, man, and got a whiff of this packing factory called National Beef. And when they get the process and whatever they process, and that smell hits you in 95-degree weather when you're trying to condition, that's a different kind of feeling, bro. And I'm telling you, it wasn't but 2 more steps, and I just hurled from wherever because that smell was something serious.
Yeah. And you guys did well, man, in regards to like the competition. I mean, team-wise, success-wise, did you guys have success-wise playing as a team?
So freshman year, we get out there, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, it's like, okay, just to let you guys know, you're playing in the toughest conference in junior college, arguably the Jayhawk Conference, because our conference was different. You only got 5 out-of-staters that could play. So if you didn't graduate out of the high school from Kansas, you only get 5 players that was not from the state of Kansas.
Oh, okay.
So you had to be selective in who you take, who you put on that team. Because once you set that roster, there's no going back, right? So we had 5 players from out of state, then the rest was in-state guys. Well, when we get there, and you might know the name familiar, he was a sophomore when I got there at Hutch, and Roy Hairston played there.
Yes.
And Roy and that year had Roy Hairston, Ben Davis, Logan Wagger or Lucas, one of them, and Craig Dirksen. Now, those 4 cats alone went D1, right? Ben went to Arizona. Roy went to Purdue. Dirksen, he got transferred in from, I think, Boston College, went back to Syracuse. So it was bananas, yo. It was like their squads they had. Dodge City had a whip. Barton County had a whip. So it was just a tough conference. But, my point, to your point, what you asking, we had great success, man. 19-13 my freshman year. And then, we had to do some recruiting, man. We had to go get some boys. And then our sophomore year, we go 32-5 and finish 5th in nationals. And, get some good accolades. I don't like to talk about what I did.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't like cutting people off, but I'm gonna stop you real quick. I did dig a little. I mean, in regards to you being over there, man. Like when you bounced from there, you was 3rd all-time leading scorer. This is like in 2 years, about 1,400 plus so points, man. You was first in 3-pointers made when you bounced from there, and also I think you was first in steals and assists. So you was all around. So again, I know you don't like to brag about yourself, but I did dig slightly. You know what I mean? So I mean that just says, just commends to who you are, man. Like I said, score, you steals, assists, everything, man. Like, and to top it off with all that, obviously they honored you being in the Hall of Fame out there, man.
Right. So you did do a little bit of digging.
Just a little bit.
Did do a little bit of digging. So yeah. Now to piggyback off that, 3rd all-time leading scorer, 1,422 points. Number 1 in 3-pointers made, 151 in 2 years. Steals, I don't recall how many steals. And then assists, number 1 as well, right? Through all of that, man. But, how do you get to all those things if you don't have good people around you, right?
That's right.
So my success was, my team success, and having my brother there, man, made things that much easier. You know what I mean? And you can play with a certain notoriety of your game because you have somebody who's been there with you since y'all was 7. You know what I mean? And having that, people could say, "Oh, you've had success," but I'm telling you, man, it's a lot easier when you play with somebody you're familiar with. They used to call us the little Wonder Twins because we knew each other's every move and everything, man. So it was just fun to do, man. But like I said, without the help of all my teammates, man, and especially my brother, that never happens.
Nah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And you do this whole thing all over again, you and Shelby, in regards to the whole recruiting. Now, how's that go being in JUCO now? I mean, obviously you got the 2 years in, and the recruiting process starts all over to move forward. Did y'all wanted to stay out there, which you ultimately did, or were y'all getting tugged to come back east, or how did it go?
The funny in that of all our success we had out there, man, and our dreams and our hopes was to come back home.
Okay.
And play for somebody back, or at least close to home. But to be honest, we wasn't getting that many rings from home. We wasn't getting that many rings, and that kind of shocked us. It's funny, we reminisce a lot, and we was just talking about that not too long ago about how, damn, all the stuff we did, and nobody at home really hollered at us. So that was a little rude awakening. But we went to Iowa State, man. They did a heck of a job recruiting us, and there were some good recruiters, man. That's part of their job, and how they stay coaching and recruit the right people, man. But, you know, in my mind, if I had to think about it today, man, we probably should have chose somewhere else, but that's what, you know, the good Lord led us to, and, you know, no regrets.
Was anybody else in the running with Iowa State?
Oh, yeah. So they was trying to divide us. Like I said earlier, they was trying to divide us. So together we could have went to Weber State in Ogden, Utah. We could have went to Alabama together. We could have went to Florida State. I'm gonna just give you a tidbit, and because you're a Jersey cat, you'll know these names. So when we first was getting, you know, all these letters, the idea was to go to UNLV, and UNLV was gonna be me, my brother, Martin Lewis, that was on our team, and Bart McIntyre. And the reason we was going there because we had a cat there who had major Jersey ties and an East Coast cat, and that was Rolly Massimino.
Yeah.
And Rolly, we talked to Rolly, man, and Rolly was like, "Hey, I want all four of you. We set up out here. We're gonna be good." He was like, "Come signing day, you just announce it. We'll get the letter of intent. I'll fly out. We'll sign. Blah blah blah." Well, come during that time, man, if you can remember, Rolly calls us back, and he was like, "Hold on signing."
Okay.
And we're like, "What's up? What's going on? Everything good? Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third." However the conversation went. Rolly said, "I think they're about to buy me out from LV." And it's just like, "Give me a couple of days, I'll let you guys know." And so, you know, we fast forwarded, and then Rolly called us back, man, and said, "You guys go ahead and do what you're gonna do." They just bought me out for like 1.7 million or something like that, man. And Rolly was gone, so we all went our separate ways. We chose different.
And you guys would end up at Iowa State. And back then, it was still the Big Eight, I think, back then. Right?
It was still a Big Eight. Yep. It was the last year of the Big Eight, the 89-year history, man, of the Big Eight conference. And we came to Iowa State and, you know, played as much as we could, and then, you know, then it was all over, man.
Yeah. Now, it was Floyd who was the coach out there at the time?
Yep. Tim Floyd was the coach. He was in his second year. He was in his second year after leaving New Orleans. So what's his name? Johnny Orr had left, and then he comes in for his first year before we got there. He was recruiting us at JUCO. So then his second year would have been our junior year once we got to state. Yep.
Now you get out, obviously you out there. Is that when you get a crash course on the business of college basketball?
Oh man, D1 is completely different than anything you'll ever experience, bro. It's different, man. It was great. The experience, the travel, but you don't understand. Nobody understands the business side. You know what I mean? To this day, I still don't. So I can't even comment on that. But it ain't. It's do or get done. Yeah. I'll say that. Yeah. Do or get done. Yeah. And you know, you struggle with it, and you try to, you know, kind of, you know, bring everything together. But it was a tough road travel, man. It was a tough road travel.
What happened out there? I mean, if the abbreviated version, if you care to share.
For me, it was more so of not being able to play every day with my counterpart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And when I'm not able to, you know, play with somebody, you know, I was familiar with, I thought it was more so, what did I do wrong? Let me say that. And you know, what did I choose, right? Because I'm an alpha, you know, not to say my brother isn't, but I'm an alpha, and you know, I'm pretty set in my ways, and I'm like, hey, this is the best choice for us, whatever. But we made the decision together, but I don't think we made the right decision collectively. Let's say that.
Okay. And then obviously, you guys wound up moving on from there too, correct?
Yeah. We moved on, and actually, stranger things, you know, we chose different routes after that. Shelby ended up going to the military for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the military, I stay in Iowa, got married, had a couple kids, and then I get a call when I'm 28 to come back to college and play my last year at Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas.
Oh, okay.
So crazy, crazy little, like I said, the road travel, man. I've traveled, man, and it's been great. A lot of experiences, met a lot of people, right? Still able to talk about it to this day, yo. It's like it's been great, man. It's been great.
So let me get this right. So at Washburn, you were married and playing that final year. You was already married with children or a kid?
Yeah, in high school I had 2 kids already. So
okay.
my oldest boys is Antoine and Altamir, right? So I already had 2 kids, and then when I got to Iowa State, and then I met my soon-to-be wife, we had 2 kids, 2 girls, Sierra and Olivia.
Yeah.
So I'm at Washburn playing, and my daughters are 4 and 2 years old coming to see me play.
That's all right.
Yeah, so it was cool, man. It was cool, man, and I got to go there and be called. If you remember when Chris Winkie went back to Florida State, they called him Grandpa and all that. I was all those things when I got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, interesting, man. And while you're there wrapping up school, whether it's playing or even educationally, did you know what you wanted to do with the rest of your life?
You know what? I knew I wanted to work with kids.
Okay.
Because I back in the day, man, I had some behavioral issues. Just a little knucklehead, product of my environment, I would say. And I just had to do better. If I wanted to be successful, I had to do better. And I had a lot of people on my case and backing me at the same time. But through all of that, man, I was able to make it, man. And if a kid like me can make it, you know what I'm saying, I look to help other kids, that had some of the same challenges as me, be able to make it. So I knew from when I was, and this is God's honest truth, man, when I was 9 years old, I always wanted to work with kids.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah. And it's interesting, you mentioned kids. And so even with that, you tried the whole kid thing, but you still had the love for sports. It was able to tie all that into it as well. As far
Yes, sir.
as, because
yes, sir.
now, are you still, now what are you doing now? Are you still an instructor, a hitting instructor, or are you doing some other stuff?
So I do, oh man. So I work for a company called Innovative Counseling and Consulting.
Okay.
So I am the community liaison. So I recruit people for our agency, and we deal with people with mental health issues, behavior issues, truancy issues, family issues. So we do individual counseling and family therapy. So I recruit therapists and behavior specialist workers for our business, and then I also do hitting. I train kids in basketball. Kid I'm training now, he's training to go back to college and play basketball. So I just do an array of things, man. I just surround myself with kids no matter what I do.
And you snuck in and wound up doing some coaching too, right?
I did. I went back to my JUCO and coach for 2 years.
How was that? I mean, you're a player and coaching. People usually doesn't mix well.
Yeah. So you figure that community and being so successful, man, and changing mindsets, right, is what I look at it as.
Right.
You go to a community that's not used to certain individuals, and I would say, certain inner city kids. I won't use the color barrier, right?
That's right.
Because there's been multiple people that come there before me of color, right, or different nationality. But we came in with a different mindset, right? Me and my brother, we're people's people, right? So we're able to adapt wherever we go. So you change mindsets of people and the way they take you in. And they took us in well. And then when we went back, based on how we were in the community and the success we had on the court, man, it was open arms when I came back.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but much respect for Seward County and Liberal, Kansas, and a lot of the important people there that guided me, and supported me while I was there, man. It was an amazing 2 years while I was there.
Now, even with sports, what is it giving you that sticks with you to this day?
Say again?
What that sports giving you that sticks with you to this day?
Just being able to, know people's from all walks of life, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to go anywhere with confidence and know that I'm gonna do well. I'm able to travel and experience things I've never experienced before, right? It got me out of Jersey, uh, to go see other, I mean, I'm always gonna be a Jersey kid, man,
Mm-hmm.
for life, but you figure, some of my best friends in California, Kansas,
Yeah.
Texas,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? My boy Tony Rampton's in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
so just being able to experience that. And that's funny you asked that, because me and my son was just talking about that, and he said one of the biggest regrets he has is never going to college and gaining the experience. And I said, that's what it was, son. The
Mm-hmm.
experience and the relationships. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
those things uh, will be with me for life, man. And you never, think of those things when you're in, Newark or whatever. But, getting out, man, those are the things I'll carry for the rest of my life, man. The experiences and the relationships that I gained.
No, absolutely, absolutely. On the back end here, man, I like to just ask some random questions, man. And
It's all good,
all
bro.
right,
It's all
cool,
good.
cool. Some of it's gonna take you back over on this side of the country here, man. So, when back in Jersey, did you prefer the Parkway or the Turnpike?
Oh, whatever got me there quicker.
No doubt, no doubt,
With
no doubt.
old Leadfoot over here, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Whichever one got me there quicker, man. We took the Parkway. Obviously, it's like NASCAR at home. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Okay.
But you get over to the city, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get through them tolls, man. So, I didn't know how expensive it was till I got older, but I
Mm.
know how it is now, man. But like I said, man, whatever got me there quicker, bro. That was my route.
No, absolutely. The club or the club or block party.
Club.
All right. Now,
So a
oh,
lot,
you
and I
mentioned New
say that
York. You
because
said New York, so I was like, I think you might have slipped over there. Had some fun
oh yeah,
times. Yeah.
oh yeah. We used to go over to Palladium.
Yeah.
We used to go to the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then where I learned how to groove from, man, and dance, bro, is what I take pride in. I can still dance.
All
I used
right.
to go to the Zanzibar, man, when I was
Zans.
17 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and my boy was a cop, so he just used to let me in, and me and my other brother Eric Bynum, we used to go to the Zans, man, and couldn't drink, and I didn't drink anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
we was at the Zanzibar just grooving, man, and of course sensations,
So I was
you know
about
what
to
I
say,
mean?
that's right. That's
But
right.
yo, that's that was home, man. But when we wanted to stretch out a little bit, man, we
Mm-hmm.
we we, we get up and we head to New York, man, and we go to those clubs, man, and it was the same thing, man. So, got to experience a lot as a younger man, but uh, it was all fun, yo.
Nah, no doubt, man. McCarter Highway or Broad Street.
Broad Street.
Now, being from North Carolina, I don't know, for a weekend here, if you had a choice back when, you going to the drive-in over there, or you going to Symphony Hall for sure?
Oh man, Symphony Hall, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. And
Mm-hmm.
and and I, and I always remember Symphony Hall, man. My boy Bill Bellamy,
Yeah.
from Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
he's on stage, and I'm trying to give him the business, trying to roast him, as they say now.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill snapped on me. He was like, called me darkness and some other things. But yo, I just remember the great things about Symphony, man, and seeing a lot of great performers and the breakdancing shows.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back early '80s, man, some of the best breakdancers was
That's
at
right.
home. So I got to see a lot of Symphony Hall. Yeah, I wasn't big on the drive-ins. I'm not an outdoorsy cat.
Okay.
All them bugs on me or whatever.
Okay.
But we did go. Sis used to tuck us all in the trunk, pay for two of us, and
Mm-hmm.
we get in there. I know you
Absolutely.
can relate.
Now, the speaker on the window. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I know
Yes,
you're not an
sir.
outdoors guy, but if you had a chance, as far as Great Adventure Action Park.
Oh, great adventure. No doubt about it.
Mm. No, no,
No doubt
definitely.
about it.
Yeah, you Jersey guy. You still remember that exit?
Oh, you know what hit me?
Nah, our 7A on the
7A.
okay. Yep, yep, yep.
7A.
7A.
No doubt.
And I was gonna ask, in regards to, I know I'm mispronouncing the school. Is Seward County? Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, sir. Seward County.
Seward County or Eastside High?
I could never. I mean, my life and my childhood is East Side, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I could never say somewhere over East Side. Like those are friends I grew up with from life, man.
Yeah.
And when we watched each other grow up from little nappy head kids, man, to grown adults, and to this day, you know, all my brothers are still there, man, and we have our little reunion every couple years. So without a doubt, man, without hesitation, East Side, man.
All right, Dr. J is a Universal.
Oh, Dr. J's.
Oh, you ain't messing with Universal? You ain't climbing
all
up?
Day. I went. I did, but it was definitely Dr. J's.
Dr. J's, no doubt, man. Sports-wise, man, I know you got this might be difficult, but if it's one that sticks out, best game you ever played in your life on any level?
I would have to say when we played Montclair, and it was a battle the whole game.
Now this is what sport? I gotta ask you what sport.
Basketball. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Basketball. Playing Montclair at home. It's the I want to say it's Sub-State. I don't know.
Okay.
And we're playing Montclair, man, and it's a close game all the way through. And I'm having one of my best games. I'm a turnover machine because I'm always trying to make that spectacular pass. But this game, I probably got 27, no turnovers, 8 assists, 3-4 steals. I'm hooping, but we can't shake them. They was that team that we couldn't shake, just like Irvington. But that's a story for another day. Well, we get down and it's late. It's like 4 seconds left, out of bounds on them under our basket. And Coach Malanga draws up a play, and I run the play, but I go too quick, and the dude kind of follows me. You know, it was like a screen down, come off the double, catch it at the top of the key, shoot, win or lose, go home. And I came off the screen, and I know he's behind me, and I just double pump, and I put it up, man, as a prayer. It goes in. We win by 1, man. That was, for me, that was the greatest game I ever played in, man, because it was so close, so much hype, and just I don't know. It was just an amazing game, man, and to come out of that game winning and hitting that buzzer beater, it was bananas, and the gym goes crazy. We ain't have a big gym, but the gym goes crazy.
Now, how proud are you? I mean, the sidebar here, just with Eastside, even recent history, man. Obviously, you got the Randy Foyles. You had the last, few years in the 2010s, man. They had a hell of a run basketball-wise, as far as all those guys and them county chips that they pulled off, man. Like, I know you sit back when you do get that info, man. It probably makes you proud.
Yeah, man, it makes me super proud, man, because we got the little tucked away school, right? And nobody really talks about us, man. And for Coach, I think his name, Coach Gavin, Coach, I forget his name, but dude, I always keep up with him because we're on the East Side news feed.
Okay.
And always sending out congratulatories, class of 91, blah, blah, blah. Then you see people class of 60, class of 70, blah, 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 and so forth. Like, I'm most proud because nobody ever really gives us our just due because we are a little bitty East Side, right? But I'm just telling you, and what you just said, like the Randy Foyes of the world, and if I'm not mistaken, Bam Adebayo went to East Side.
Was it Bam? Hassan? It was Whitehead. It was Hassan.
Hassan.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right.
Hassan. I knew one of them. But my thing is, through all of that, man, nobody really notices East Side. I mean, you hear about Shabazz and all of them,
right,
and of course Ehigh, but nobody ever hears about East Side. So I'm most proud about our little hitting little cornerback there, man. That we're able to be successful and get some players and be successful. So I'm most proud about that, man. Always a Red Raider for life, man.
Nah, definitely here. Best team you ever played on in your life, like any sport. Best team. Does one of them anything stick out?
I'd say two. My senior year in high school, when we had our run and we lost to Clifford Scott in the semifinals of the North Tournament.
That was the county. The county you guys lost.
Was
right?
that the county?
Yes.
Yep. So when we lost to Clifford Scott, that team, my senior year, me and my brother, Andre Williams, Earl Cox, Shaquille Miller, Henry Zuniga, Kasim Dixon, Bobby. What's Bobby's last name? Dang it. See, I'm drawing a blank.
No, that's all good, man. We old
Jones,
heads,
but
man.
Bobby, my boy Bobby. So that team, and then my sophomore year in JUCO, man, when we was we jumped out on everybody, man. Again, small little liberal Kansas, and nobody really giving us our due, man. We jump out on everybody, and we 26-0, number one in the nation, man. That was major. That was major, and no other team in the history of Stewart County has ever been number one in the country. They've got the number 3, I believe, and finished third in the nationals, but nobody has never been number 1 in the country down in Liberal, Kansas since we left. So those 2 teams, man, those 2 teams were the best 2 teams. But if I had to subject it to one, man, it would definitely be Eastside, for the simple fact nobody expected that out of us down there, with our big man being 6'5".
Yeah. Now I'm probably gonna separate this question, but part one of it is best top 5 basketball players you've seen in North that come out of North.
Whoa.
You're 5. You're 5.
I'm gonna take you back a little bit. You may not remember this, brother. I watched him play because my older brother played.
Okay.
Dana Hicks.
Okay.
Played at Eastside. You talking about a brother 6'9", can do it all. Can dribble, can shoot, post you up, dunk on you, whatever you name it. Just a savant in basketball. So Dana was one. And then watching Al Ray Blackman. Like, I wanted to be like Al Ray Blackman, right? Handle, shoot, pass, just knowing the game, right?
He broke my heart, man. I was 7th or 8th grader that year. They won the county. He had a hell of a game, man. They won the county. I think I was a 7th or 8th. I can't remember, but he broke my heart, man.
Yeah. What happened, yo?
They beat Orange High. They beat Orange. That was Orange's only. That was the only loss the whole year.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the Orange, and I ain't gonna go deep into it, but I'm gonna get back to your question. The Orange squads, dude, y'all always had squad out there. Always. My first high school points was against Orange. I came in, y'all was blowing us out. I was a freshman. Y'all was blowing us out by like 30. And coach put me in, and left wing, they passed it to me on the left wing, and I shot it. And the dude yelled, and my self-conscious, mind of nerves, like, he yelled, I yelled. I didn't know why I was yelling. He yelled, I yelled. And it went in, man. And I was, my first points as a high school varsity player was against Orange, man.
Yeah.
Left wing at y'all gym.
Yeah.
So
shamefully enough, I didn't even go to Orange, shamefully enough, but I grew up in Orange. Yep.
I got you. So Dana Hicks, Al Ray Blackman, my guy, man, who, just got major game and just could do it all, lanky, long, Ira Bowman. Ira was for real, man. And then of course the dominance, Luther Wright, who was ridiculous, man. And then I go 2. I know you said 5, but my 2, man, I go Roderick Rose and Terry DeHare.
Yeah. And Roderick, he got Newark ties. His dad's from Newark.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever he got Newark ties.
Yeah. I used to rock with Rod and his sister.
Okay.
I used to rock with both of them, man. So a lot of friends back then, man. A lot of friends, a lot of relationships. Matter of fact, last time I was home, when I was recruiting, when I was coaching down in Kansas in 2016, me and Terry had linked up again. Because me and Terry used to do camps together when I was, when we was young. And then I saw him again, man, and we linked up and we started talking about players and all of that. So it was good to see a lot of good people, man.
Yeah, most definitely. And the part B to this, I'm gonna be talk about baseball too much, man. But who's the toughest pitcher you faced?
Um,
Somebody that just gave you fits.
Let me see. I'm thinking of two people. One played with us, and he played in the major leagues for a long time. He was a relief pitcher named Pedro Osuna.
Okay.
He was from Venezuela, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, I tipped it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I tipped it. That was my claim to fame. I tipped it, but 18 years old, never seen a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Fastest I've ever seen was like 93. You know what I mean? So Pedro Osuna, and then Todd Van Poppel. Todd was the number one pick in the '89 draft, and I come out in '91, and I got the bat against him in Arizona. We was in winter ball, and I got the bat against Todd Van Poppel.
Yeah.
And that was we was in Scottsdale when I went. So Pedro Osuna, Todd Van Poppel.
Wow. And then even back to the East Side thing, man. You the best athlete to ever come out of East Side?
I don't know, man. I just had some good success, man, and a lot of areas. So I guess that's not a question I would want to answer. You have to ask the other sources, whomever it is.
I hear you.
Whoever you chat with. But, I think I did pretty good, though.
Absolutely.
I think I did pretty good.
Absolutely.
So
somebody who should have made it. How have you defined made it?
Just anybody in general?
Anybody in general. How have you defined made it?
Whoa.
And I would say, especially probably this narrative, somebody during your travels, like somebody who should have made, whether it's high school, minor league, or just somebody in general, somebody who should have made it. Somebody from around the way that just didn't get that,
I tell you, the person that I thought, obviously, Eric Williams had his runs with Boston and played the league for a long time. Somebody that should have made it, bro, and I said his name earlier, man, Dana Hicks.
Yeah.
Dana Hicks. That brother was for real, man, and I don't think anybody got to see what I saw day in, day out in practice and in games. Dana was the real deal.
Yeah.
Dana was the real deal.
Better athlete, Carlo or Shelby?
I'm gonna tell you like this, and I've told many people this before. Shelby is definitely the better athlete than I am.
Okay.
Because I here's the thing, and you may not know this. Shelby was the only cat in high school that played baseball, basketball, football, and ran track. I mean, somebody else who's done that, and I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Baseball, basketball, football, and track. And that cat can run a 4.3 in his sleep.
It's crazy.
And then at 5'9", he could jump out of the gym. And then on a football field, outrun anybody, amazing arm, baseball, center field, speed. I watched him ground the ball to short left field and get a double before the left fielder even touched the ball. Like this dude, I know he's my brother, but he was unreal, man. Unreal. Best athlete I've ever seen in my life.
And he was in the crib with you.
And he was right next to me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's cool, man. And I know you mentioned having kids, man. It was I always like to ask those who are fathers, man. What's the best part about being a father, man?
Everything, man. Just seeing a lot in you through them growing up, and then helping them, not, make some of the mistakes you made, right?
Okay.
So, being able to be a positive mentor to all of them, man, it is what was amazing to me. And pushing them to do better, right? Be better than me. I mean,
yes.
Better doesn't mean better, personality-wise. Right? Better means, achieving things that you want to achieve and not, taking yourself through the ringer to get to them, right? Like, have your own mind. You know what I mean? And my kids are amazing, man. I'm blessed, man. I have 4 amazing kids and 3 amazing grandkids. So
Definitely, man.
I'm blessed, bro. So that's how I sum it up, man. I'm blessed, man. They're amazing, all 4 of them.
It's great. Best part about being you.
Just being able to survive, man, and overcome, man. I'm from the inner city of New Jersey, man, and being able to persevere and make it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of cats that didn't get the opportunities that I have. Not saying they couldn't, but they did, and being able to excel. I've been in Iowa for 20 plus years.
Yes.
And I have really good friends here. You know what I mean? And being able to transform from one location to the next and doing well, can't complain, man.
Yeah. Yeah. A book on your life, what would you call
it? Overcoming and Achieving.
Overcoming and Achieving.
I thought of this.
No. You must be writing it. You must be in the process of putting a pen and some paper.
So what's funny is, I got my little red notebook and I'm constantly jotting down in it.
Yes.
I'm constantly jotting down in it, man. So that's my heading. I never wavered away from that because I've had somebody that I know and they said, man, you should write a book about your life. And that was my heading for it. So.
And you done tackled a lot of goals, man. So make sure that goal right there, that one gets accomplished. Because
yes, sir.
Yeah, make sure you get a few more, and I'll leave you alone, man.
So good, fam.
What advice would you give that 17, 18-year-old senior Carlo? What advice would you give him at this point in your life?
Work harder. Pay more attention. I knew I had all the tools for my young self, but I don't know if I don't want to get you cut off. I'm gonna let this. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, I'm gonna let this phone ring, but I'm gonna still talk to you because somebody's trying to call in. But listen more. I took a lot of advice, but I stay humble. Right? I was always a humble cat, man, but I wasn't as humble as I should have been. And be able to take constructive criticism better. I'll say that. I had an encounter with one of my instructors when I was in the minor leagues, man, and I regret it to this day. And I wish I would have been able to take constructive criticism more. I mean, you figure, you come from somewhere and you was the best at it all, right? Baseball, basketball, football, you was the best at it. And then you get here and then, you got this cat all over you like a cheap suit and you don't know how to respond to it. And I wish I was able to respond to it better. So if it was one thing I had to tell my young self is be able to take constructive criticism better than what you did in the past.
And it's interesting you share a little bit as far as the whole criticism and what happened down in the minors. But think about it, man. When you're 17, 18, 19 years old, man, you're in the field of, working with kids and young adults here. Like the brain's still developing, man. Like,
right.
we crazy impulsive back then. We just reactive and, and I think obviously that's, all the other stuff comes in time as far as being able to patience and, digest what information, good, bad, or indifferent. So again, for you to just even acknowledge that, man, that's just growth, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What would your parents say about you now, man?
Well, I wish they could say more, man. Unfortunately, both of my parents are deceased.
Peace.
But I know they'd be proud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially my mom, because she had to run back and forth to school for me when I got out of line. I got into a fight or something, and she was it was jeopardizing her employment and all of that, and she told my my 6th grade teacher, Deborah Walker, who was a fixture in the high school. She taught in Newark Public Schools. Her last stop was Weekway, and she taught for many years, man. And she was my sixth grade teacher, and my mom had to keep coming to school for me. And she told Miss Walker, she's like, listen, I can't keep coming to school for Carlo. She was like, look, you do what you got to do to keep him in line.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said, she told my mom that, she's like, I have your complete autonomy. She was like, yeah, keep him in line.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell you this little 5'8", little frail woman with razor sharp fists kept me in line, she kept me in line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of things we can go into, but I know my mom would be proud, man, just from having to come to, for school for me for them days for my behavior and to where I'm at today. She'd be proud, man. And so would Dad, man. He was a little harder on me because he wanted me to do better. He didn't want me to get caught up in them streets.
Mm-hmm.
And Pop was hard on me, but to this day, I know he meant well.
Yes.
I know he meant well. And he just wanted us, to not be in them streets, man, and do something with our lives. So if I know my parents, which I do, they both be super proud.
Nah, definitely. And speaking of proud, you never know who's watching, man. And the reason I say that, like, just even back when I was one of those watching, obviously being a strong advocate of the Star Ledger, as far as back when, man, and just the stuff that you did and continue to accomplish, man. Like I said, you just never know who's watching. And I was one of those, watching you and just fond of, and I know I mentioned earlier about obviously you had the all states and all that, but I'll bring it a step down to like making all county and, let's say first team at that, like in, football, basketball, and baseball. I try my damnness to do that, as far as that, my last year at Immaculate here, man. Couldn't pull it off. I wound up, again, it was like first team football, third basketball, and and baseball, I didn't come through like I wanted to, man. But you set a template for me going into, as far as just wanting to compete and do well team wise, and as definitely individually as well. But I just want to say, and also I want to include your brother too, man. Like I said, you guys, like I said, you mentioned East Side being tucked away a little bit, and as far as, obviously you got the bigger North schools here, man, but you did your thing, man. And like I said, you've been a blessing to many, man. And I just want to say thank you for all that you've done and what you continue to do and the work that you're doing now, man. And again, I'm glad that, like I said, we was able to connect here.
Respect, man. My pleasure, man. I'm glad we was able to connect, man. I know it took a while, but you know what? It's better late than never, man.
That's
so
right.
I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate you sticking with it and not, giving up on, wanting to still meet with me, man. And no matter what, I know we was I thought we was 11 my time, 12 your time, and we're out behind, but we got it done, fam. So I'm most proud of that, man.
Nah, absolutely, man. And I know you said you was cooking, man. Hope ain't no fires about to get started because you walked away from that kitchen as we was talking.
I turned it off while we was talking, so I'm good.
I just want to make sure. I know you're nice in sports. Just want to make sure you're nice with that, with them pots and pans too, man.
Oh, Chef Carlo, man. Chef Carlo over here. Chef Flo.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it, family, and thank you again.
All right, salute, brother. Appreciate it, man. Much love.
No doubt. All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Man, this is great, man. Able to catch Carlo, just what he's done and what he's meant to me, and as I just shared a little bit to him towards the end here. Thank you, just for bringing joy to my world and a lot of other people's worlds as well too, man. So Carlo, really appreciate it, man. With that said, I'm just gonna step aside. I put my hand over my heart. That means I feel you. Yeah.